Welcome to this lesson on the importance of using functions to structure your code. In this lesson, we will explore how to use functions to improve the readability and maintainability of your code. One of the key takeaways from this lesson is that comments are not necessary to structure your code. While comments can be useful in certain situations, it is important to use them sparingly and only when they provide real value and are necessary to understand the code. Another important takeaway is that it can be easy for a developer to forget to update a comment when changing the code. This can lead to a mismatch between the code and the comment, which can make the code more difficult to understand. Overall, this lesson will provide valuable insights into the principles of clean code and how to use functions to structure your code in a more effective and efficient way. According to the principles of clean code, it is not necessary to structure your code using comments. Instead, you can use functions to structure your code and provide clear and descriptive names for your variables and methods. Comments can be useful in certain situations, such as when you want to provide additional context or explanation for complex or unusual code, or when you want to document important decisions or assumptions. However, it is important to use comments sparingly and only when they provide real value and are necessary to understand the code. It can easily happen that a developer adjusts the code but then forgets about the comment. Then the problem arises that the code and the comment do not match. Another problem with using comments to structure your code is that it can make the code more difficult to read and understand. Comments are not executed and do not have any impact on the behavior of the code, which means that they can clutter up the code base and make it more difficult to follow. A better approach is to extract code into functions and avoid unnecessary comments. By organizing your code into functions, you can give each function a clear and descriptive name that explains its purpose and function. This makes it easier to understand the code and see how it fits into the overall program. In general, it is recommended to focus on writing clean, concise, and easy-to-understand code and avoid using comments as a substitute for good code quality. So what should you learn from this video? According to the principles of clean code, it is best to use functions to structure your code instead of comments. This helps to improve readability and maintainability, and avoids the risk of comments becoming outdated or not matching the code. By extracting code into clear and descriptive functions, you can more easily understand the purpose and function of each part of your code base. Remember to use comments sparingly and only when they provide real value and are necessary to understand the code.